And you, Elf, you spoke with him as well. What was your take on the man?
Well, I think he's a man with many plans. I think he's probably more powerful than the mayor right now, but he's probably trying to turn people against him so he can get more.
Okay. Do you think that he might have more powerful magic than he lets on? I know he's perhaps not a priest of Ilmater, but the spell I found guard in one of his doors indicates that he has magic of some kind. I wonder if he does have access to the sort of magic that might cure lycanthropy and is, keeping it for himself. Because to cast a spell like the lock that was on the door, you need to be at least somewhat powerful as a mage.
I would imagine so, but something tells me there's a further reason behind why he's killing his own soldiers instead of curing them.
It is strange. I suppose then we can attempt to head out and save this boyo, and then we can chat later about the overall religious implications of this town.
It's fine by me.
Yes, it would be better to pursue the lead now before the gruel storm takes the boy.
All right. Well, I'm assuming during the conversation, Alice was eating your killed salad. Still with bullet holes in it. Not really. But, yeah. So I would say it was definitely a very tasty meal, very warming to the stomach. Definitely a little bit bitter, being a grilled dead, once living plant. But yeah, so now with our breakfast done, you guys sort of discussing what it is that has piqued your interest since we last caught up with Father Kein and folk. So if you guys, whenever you're ready to follow Jester out of here and see if he can help you figure out where to find this poor boy.
I'll stand up. Don't know about everyone else.
Let's go.
Yep. All right. Ogthorn puts his hand out to Jester and whistles, and Jester comes by as he scratches his neck and pats his head and says, "You'll be good to this young lad here. Jester will no doubtedly protect all of you. He's a very good boy. Very happy that you are once again helping Wirgo out. Whether the news is good or bad, it will soothe her soul to finally have an answer. Good luck on your journey, and once again, may the blessings of Ilmater be with you."
Okay, well, thank you.
And right, we head out into the terrible storm. And at this point, I'd say we were chatting and booling around and hanging out for about an hour. This will be sort of our transition screen now. We head over to the main gate with Jester, and as we remember those guards looked down to us thinking that we were just sort of heading out for good, have had enough of this village, but we let them know that we're here to try and, rescue this poor boy. They let us out of the gate. They said they probably didn't expect us to come back, but if we did come back, then they would be here to open the gate for us once again. And it was then that we had Jester sniff that bloody cloth of what was left of him after he had disappeared. And Jester went running off into the heavy rain. As the morning goes on, the thunder is starting to get heavier again, and the rain is starting to get thicker and colder. And as we chase Jester down the dirt-covered, muddy path of twisted trees and deep forest, about an hour later, as we start to get exhausted, we can see the glowing of a very large bonfire, hear it roaring, and seeing billowing smoke come up from it on the other end of this naturally formed bridge. And since we know what's here, don't want to once again sort of role play. Oh, let's try and figure out where you guys know where everything is. So I'm going to say that the bonfire is big enough and roaring enough that it is illuminating this area. So you guys are able to immediately see the glowing of bonfire light against the picked apart skulls of beasts being eaten by small birds. You're able to see the tent made out of some hide of some large beast, and these beast hunters eating the raw meat, even though they have a fire in front of them, of a fox or a small wolf or something. And once again, these rivers are rapids. Oh, wait a second! I've got my.
They're eating it raw?
Yeah, they're eating it
Yeah.
raw?
They're eating it
little
raw.
Fucks.
That's so gross. No wonder their teeth is
So-
so fucked up, bro.
They're pretty fucked. Straight out of my imagination. So let's see here. We have to actually have forest ambience first. Let's go for that. So yeah, you guys are deep in the forest, heavy rain, surrounded on all sides by, darkness and the peering eyes of strange creatures and birds. And you see Jester goes straight up to the front of the bridge. He notices these beast hunters that Union recognizes, being the ones that brought her to crochet in a rusted old cage all the way from her home in Skebbia. And Jester begins to growl at the edge of the bridge. You can tell if he keeps up this growling, it's going to get louder, and people might hear him.
I'll say, Jester, got to be a little bit more quiet, boy. If we want to deal with these people, we'll have to try and get a bit of a surprise on them.
He turns around, whimpers, and sits down, jittery, but obeys you.
Speaking to animals, you guys, it's a good skill.
It's pretty dope.
I'll summon my owl again, like I did last time.
Okay.
Pierce would kind of also look around and just be like, does anyone have a plan for how we could perhaps get past this peacefully?
But who wants to?
Yeah.
Well, we can always try and sneak past, but I'm not the sneakiest, and I don't know if you guys are.
Yeah, I don't know if you're very sneaky either, I'll say when I motion to Pierce.
That would
Especially in this room.
be a correct assessment. But perhaps they will just let us by. I don't see why they would need to attack us.
Perhaps we could just nonchalantly walk past to pretend nothing happened.
How much HP and AC does the owl have again?
Oh, right.
3.
Right.
Last time it was
Yes,
you rolled
it's
3. I'm
3,
cool with us
and
keeping
AC
that.
is 11. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Much like the owl in our beautiful artwork here, its eyes glow in the darkness, and it quietly sits atop one of your shoulders.
Union, what about you?
Personally, as short as our history with the as short as my history is with the beast hunters, or so-called beast hunters, I don't think it would be in our best efforts if we let them live.
Whoa.
In
Now
my
that's a paladin right there.
experience,
No, listen, I'm all for fighting them if that's what we want to do. I just wanted to respect Pierce's previous request a day or two ago, to not endanger the group by doing so.
well, yes, of course, the group safety is number one. It's also number one a goal of mine, but they did attack me and my family beforehand and dragged me into a cage, and then we had to attack them to get me out of said cage, and they were banished from the village. So I don't think there is a way to reason with them. if that makes sense.
Oh, and by the
Um,
way, Larian, did you still want to pop that mage armor? that
Oh
you
yeah, I
had?
totally did.
Okay, cool.
Just because it's an 8-hour duration, there's like no reason not to.
Yeah.
Even if we don't fight here, it might still be useful.
Mage
If
armor.
we'd like to sneak, that's perfectly fine with me, but if it does come down to fighting, then I just saying that I'm fine with that too.
That's just about. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I talk a lot.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm no tactician. That was
Honestly,
it.
to me,
That was it.
that was it? Okay.
Hey, Larian's gonna
Well,
point at each one of us and say, okay,
Well, how about we just try and sneak past? Probably get caught because we're not
okay,
very
so
good
here's my
sneaking.
tactician.
What about being a tactician?
There's 4 of us, and there's 2 of them.
Yep.
I,
And as you guys speak, you can hear the spine chilling cackling of their mostly toothless mouths as they seem to enjoy the spoils of their raw fox.
Did they just gum it down or what?
That's
They've
so
got a couple
gross to
sharp,
think about.
finaglers.
Please,
they're
and it's
both-
raw. Please, God. Oh my
They got some
God.
changed my
Finaglers
mind.
is what I'm gonna call them.
That's
changed my
so
mind. I just- You guys have
nasty.
changed my mind. That is so gross. We just got it. We got it.
Please, can we
Gotta
just?
end 'em.
It's absolutely
Look, I'm just saying,
inhumane.
even if we just walk by them, like, if they attack us when we're outnumbering them 2 to 1, they kind of deserve to die.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
we
just.
can just walk past normally, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's the best way.
Okay. All right. It's all you guys. How are you doing this?
Goodness.
Um,
Okay.
maybe-
I can have.
And sneaks.
I could have Yunyuan go first because she does have proficiency in stealth. Or she does have like a pretty good stealth. And then she could.
but you might as well get like that part out of the way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I guess we could have like 3, like the more stealthy people of us sneak up ahead, and then the other people kind of just walk, and we wait for the stealthy people wait for them in position, maybe to strike
Yeah.
if necessary.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure me and Yunin are both in heavy armor, so we'll have disadvantage.
Yeah. So, as I said, these are rushing waters. It ranges between 15 to 20 feet between dry land. So, were you guys all wanting to just head up the narrow dirt rocky bridge?
I suppose that's the only way. Well,
Okay.
I can turn invisible for 6 seconds, you guys, if you want me to run across first. Assuming, did
go
we get a
ahead.
long rest in the tavern, or
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
a short rest? I mean, a short rest just now.
Yeah, we got a short rest because we were interrupted, and that was also a short rest. You guys hang out in the tavern and eating and stuff. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Couldn't hurt anything.
Sure.
All right.
I'll get
So let
along.
me know what you guys want to do. What's happening with the owl, first of all?
Oh, it's just flying.
Just surveying the area.
Just an owl, yeah.
Just doing owl things.
Cool. Predator drone. I like it.
Imagine they just turn around and shoot the owl out of the sky and say, "Fuck you."
I was thinking he was gonna do that once he asked the AC and HP of it. I was like,
I think he just marks it on the token, so that's why.
Tactical nuke.
All right. I was like, all right. So should I go first, or invisible, or should you
Yeah.
go first as a physical fighter?
Who's gonna be in charge of Jester?
I think.
Sort of to let him
Probably-
know what to do.
Probably the druid who can talk to him.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, but I wanted to leave it up to you guys.
I mean, yeah.
So what
I
do you guys
figure
want
I can
Jester to
speak as
do?
much.
Oh my fucking god! Yeah, combat time. That was a total accident.
Oh my God. What happened?
It was only in
Shit,
one
that's
ear
funny as
too.
fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I figure I'll be like, Jester, stay back for a little bit, and I don't want you to get hurt. So, because if you get hurt, we won't be able to find your master.
He like sadly growls at you like he's angry that you're telling him to stay back, but still willing to listen if you let him know again. But he's definitely letting you know he doesn't want to sit back.
Well, when we go ahead of you, you can engage afterwards. We just don't want these hunters to kill you. They're nasty. And I'll go ahead and use a hidden step, I guess, and just run.
Run.
Okay.
Full sprint. They're like looking
With your
over their
hands
shoulder, what
behind
the
your
fuck?
back, head down, arms completely straight.
I figure I can make it there with
Someone
60
starts
feet of
playing the
movement if I
pan flute.
dash. I'm not being quiet, but I'm
Playing the pan
literally
flute.
invisible. I'm
All
not
right.
being like quiet.
So Jester,
I figure the
yeah.
sound masks it of the rain.
All right, so Jester is going to curl up and sit down next to the tree as he grumbles. But yeah, so you're invisible.
Yeah.
You're still running. I would
So I'm not
say,
being stealthy. I'm trying to be stealthy, but I am just like sprinting to the other side because it only lasts one round.
yeah, I would say in the heavy rain and you literally not being able to be seen. Well, let's see what they are hunters. So let's see what their passive perception is and all that stuff. Okay. I would say as you run past the ones sitting down, and I would say they are both sitting down, so they are, technically prone. I think sitting is being considered prone. What I understand? If
I
that's
guess
correct or
it's
not.
up to you.
Depends on your definition of prone.
I'm cool with
5
sitting down
uses
being prone.
Such weird natural language that it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I kind of like the natural language though.
Oh yeah, me too. It just leads to some rule confusions.
Yeah. So as you run past the hunter to the left here, he immediately looks over his left shoulder, stands up, and as he does it, he grabs a blunderbuss, which you can now see is being leaned on this tree over here. The both of them stop cackling as they look to one another and have big yellow grins. And the beast hunter sort of just slowly, seriously begins moving around the tree. And I'd say he gets to about here and is just sort of scanning the area, gripping his blunderbuss, waiting for something to show
Yeah,
up.
I'll try and move behind this tree and then hide because I'm probably no longer invisible very, very quickly.
Okay. I didn't see
then-
where you moved. So let me tell you something.
So I moved 60
So-
feet to like behind this tree.
Right. Okay. So what happens is, when you move behind this tree, before your invisibility turns back to visible, you hear like an oomph, and you see that there was a beast hunter that was kneeling down behind the tree.
Oh motherfucker!
With a pair of binoculars, looking deeper into the forest, and he has a musket on his back.
Fuck. Well, guess
My
you have to
lucky
fight.
guys.
Woohoo! Let's
Hell
go.
in a handbasket.
Literally exactly where he was in the GM lair.
That's
Never
so
mind,
fucking
it's
funny.
Not a 4v2.
The owl will start like squawking loudly, and then fly towards the group after it squawks. Like, fuck, come help me!
Yeah, Pierce would
Okay.
immediately pull out his shield and just kind of begin trotting, probably not even trying to be silent.
So let's address what's happening over here first. So Alice bumps into this kneeling down beast hunter who immediately, twirls around on one foot. He's got a musket in his hand and a long sword in his belt, and he looks to you with a grimace and sort of whispers to himself with, super stanky breath, "Beast folk, what are you doing here? We've got a beast folk here!" And he yells out to the other hunters who begin to stand up. They don't look as if they're like, "Oh shit, let's go kill something." But they stand up, grab their blunderbusses, and begin running out.
I'll pull out my staff and my shield.
Okay.
effective immediately.
Let's see. Okay. So, you guys do hear the shouting of the beast hunters. You heard one that was concealed behind this tree. So as soon as you see the tree sort of move from Alice going into it, you hear something coming out the other side of it. And as soon as all the beast hunters begin converging on the noise, you see another ruffling of the trees. And you see one other beast hunter emerge.
Oh, motherfucker.
Woohoo!
Sure.
It is-
Sure. That's so.
At
That's, this is
It's
fine.
at this is fine. At this point, Jester stands up and begins growling and barking, just sort of giving away his position. Now that people are starting to converge on his friend. So, what do you guys want to do in this situation?
What? I mean,
Basically, the second the owl would have came back and like started sending like alert signals to us, Pierce would have started moving across the stone bridge. I don't know when that would have occurred.
It could be right now.
It was, yeah, I wanted the owl to do that right when I bumped into somebody, like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so he would just
So, yeah.
immediately start walking across, probably dash. I don't know if
Okay,
anyone would
cool.
follow.
Yeah, sure. Larian will follow behind.
Get to there.
Yeah, so seeing Pierce dash, Larian, you'd follow behind. What would the owl be doing? Just sort of perching in a tree, or continuing like to hover around, surveying the area?
I figure that it would kind of like fly to here because I don't have dark vision,
Okay.
but I can look through the owl's eyes instead.
I'd say it's dim lit right now from the bonfire light.
Yeah, so that's still like I think disadvantage on attack rolls for me. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but
No.
whatever. I'm getting the owl close enough to look around at least for me
Okay.
if I need it, but like still far enough away where it's not like I am helping these people.
Right. So Larian, do you take full 60 feet dash to go directly behind
Yep.
Pierce? Okay. Then what is it that Union's going to be doing?
are we gonna go in and fight? Because if she'll probably, well, honestly, it's kind of inevitable that we're gonna fight them. So yeah, she's gonna just.
Well, nothing's really indicating combat.
Okay. I mean, I
but
feel
you
like
can
if
assume.
if there's a way that they could maybe talk through it, because I feel like they'd have a better chance with the three of them and not my character or not Union, since she's
I
practically
would
the
never
one that got away.
not allow the opportunity for you guys to, get through
I wanna
an
fuck these
encounter
guys
with
up.
RP. It's possible, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you said you're gonna stay behind them.
Yeah, she'll stay and watch. But if anything, like if it's about to go like down, I guess, then she'll definitely run over.
Maybe
Okay.
get it close enough where you could like take 30 feet of movement instead of a dash to get into combat because I don't want what happened. I mean, this is metagaming, so you don't have to do it, I guess. But like, I don't want. Maybe get her close enough where she could know that she could enter combat if she needed to at a moment's notice. I feel like would be something that she might do.
Is there a way that she could get close enough? Also, what she would do I need to roll
if
stealth
you
for
wanna
that?
be quiet about it, you can roll stealth. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, please. Please be good. Please, God. Please. Please. Okay.
Okay. So
Can I
you
use my-
see.
You have disadvantage. You have
Why?
heavy armor.
Oh no.
I do?
Can I use
Does
my
that not
armor
cancel
on
out with
other
like the
people?
spider race, or is it because of the heavy
Not
armor?
at this moment.
Heavy armor.
Ah!
Yeah, heavy armor gives you disadvantage on stealth checks.
Yeah. So you wouldn't really be aware of what's going on over here after bumping into these guys. So I wouldn't think that your first reaction would be swivel around and find Union and I mean I don't know. Yeah, that was that what you were wanting to do with sort of the inspiration thing?
No. I was just because inspiration was like something that I don't have bardic inspiration. I'm not a bard. I have the inspiration point you gave
But
me.
you do have one. Yeah, from deleting
Yeah.
your character sheet. Yeah.
Right. But no. I
Okay.
didn't know how it worked. If I needed to like yell at her like, "Hey, I'm giving you,"
I don't think you can give it to anyone else. I'm pretty sure you have to use it yourself to gain advantage.
That's what I
on a roll.
thought.
Yeah, I think that's how it works as well.
Yep.
I was just asking.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I've never
Well,
used it.
Well, shit.
yeah, well, I'm glad I could give you that opportunity. So, Union stays back. Jester stands up tall on all fours, growls bravely, and it looks like he is attempting to protect his Spider-Woman friend.
Oh.
So, Larian and Pierce. Beast hunters begin to converge. It looks like these two are attempting to cut off Alice. So they've, I'd say that they would have switched to their long swords by now. And it looks like they're just trying to intimidate her, staying on both sides. But these two walk forward. I'm going to give you a sort of flag for the one who spoke the most. He seemed to be like the leader, and the one who hit Union's cage and spoke illy to her would have been this guy by recognition. And they walk forward. They walk forward slowly. This man sort of hikes. Go ahead.
Do I recognize any of them from before meeting Union, or no?
I would say no.
Okay.
You would not. So this one sort of hikes up his trousers in sort of swagger, I guess. As were you laughing and you had to mute yourself?
Yeah.
All right. So he hikes up his worn, stitched together, patchy trousers. And walks up to you with muddied boots and curled smiles, and he looks to both of you and says, "Well, it looks like it's you again. Didn't think we'd have the opportunity to speak to you again and ask for an apology, but it looks like fate had other plans in mind. What are you doing heading into what is now most assuredly Beast Hunter High Pike territory?"
And he's saying this to Pierce?
Pierce, yeah. Pierce and Larian, both of them.
Oh, apologies, good sir. I did not expect to see you again either. I was actually planning on writing you an apology letter.
Do you want to roll option, or are you being obviously sarcastic?
I wouldn't say this was necessarily sarcasm.
Okay.
But I probably would have to roll deception because he probably wasn't actually planning on writing a letter.
Yeah. Okay. So they would look to each other oddly and look back to you. The leader would look back to you, with grimaced teeth of whatever teeth he has left, and say, "Oh, a letter would not do this time. Not with how you humiliated us back there." And he begins to sniff into the air creepily, and he says, "Where is that spider folk you brought with you, that you so unkindly removed from our care?"
Pierce kind of looks back at Larry and hoping that he'll take this one.
And he would, as soon as you guys are sort of trying to think of what to say, the leader, Beast Hunter, goes over to the bridge and puffs his chest out and sort of shouts into the darkness and says, "I know you're out there, prey of ours. You will not be prancing around these parts free from our grasp. Come back and we will not harm you, but if we find you, well, that'll be another story. We'll find another village that will take you into their care if this one won't."
Surely, as a beast hunter, there's plenty of other beasts for you to hunt. I mean, look at this, and I'll say as I point to the 4 skulls on pikes.
He
Why does that one
walks
spider
over.
matter so much?
He walks over to you angrily, stomping towards you, and gets face to face with you. You see the boils on his face, the peeling skin, and you smell his odor of unbathing. And odor of unbathing.
That's my favorite
D&D
wizard
magic.
spell.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's a really nice potion.
And he looks like eye to eye with you with his cataracts. And he looks very serious. He says, "You do not understand the dangers of this land. You think she's your friend now, but what says days from now as the cruel storm gets stronger that she will not turn against you? Exploring this land as the rest of us have seen how the beasts have all reacted to this putrid storm. We are doing a service for your kind. This land would be nowhere near as safe as it is now if it weren't for us brave folk."
And I'm trying to repay you the favor. Don't start anything you don't want to start here.
We just sort of stare you down, trying to figure out what to do with you. It looks like tensions with him are rising.
Can I start, like, I mean, like, are these people, like, guarding me? Like, do they look like they're, like, weapons trained on me, or can I, like, start moving?
You can roll insight if you want to see if you move, they would be, like, you know, aggressive or not, or if they're just, like, toying with you.
Sure.
If you want to not take the chance of just walking away, I guess. Nice.
Uh-oh.
I have to
Okay.
use it before the roll. Snap. Alright, sure. You
Use
hate to
what
see
before
it.
the roll? Oh,
Inspiration.
the
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay. All right. So the way this works, since I've been playing D&D literally one way my whole life, it's just a regular like 1, right? Or it's a regular 7. It's just a 7.
Yeah, it's a
right?
regular 7, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. I would say they're frightening. You're not sure what's going to happen. It does look like their long swords are pretty close to your person.
Would Pierce be able to kind of like detect that Alis is looking to like move away? Like, is she like making eye contact with us, like looking nervous?
I mean, you definitely be cautious about what's going on with Alice, since she is surrounded. So, I mean, if you wanted, what would you like to do, seeing that, you know?
Yeah, Pierce would
situation?
kind of speak up towards the leader and be like, "Perhaps you can let our other friend go, seeing as how your hunt seems to be for the spider who we left in town."
He would look to you slowly. Oh, by the way, Hal, did you have anything that you wanted to say when he sort of called you out in the darkness, or were you continuing to be quiet and
God.
stealthy?
She's not gonna say anything, but I do want to. I was looking through my character sheet, and I want to start. I don't know if I need to prepare for this, but I want to start using her spider silk. So she has 5 charges each day, and then I could use 1 as an action in combat. So I'll probably wait, but she's just gonna start preparing her spider silk just in case.
Okay. Just 1 second here. Sending the link to this to a good buddy of mine, just in case he wants to tag along and watch.
Also, Laren's going to go ahead and speak up again.
Sure.
Look, I don't think this is a good idea. Let's just parlay. I mean, even if you are victorious in a fight, you're still going to have multiple dead friends. What's the point in unnecessary bloodshed? Both sides will
Do you want?
not. There's no victory to be sought. There's just both sides are going to lose.
You see on the side of your screen a giant like icon pops up with a thumbs up that says Pierce likes this.
Yeah, that was good. Were you
Alis
wanting
holds her
to
tongue.
roll persuasion for that?
Sure.
I'd give you advantage for that because that's a good idea.
Oh.
Nice. So pretty much you're asking, let's have like a professional parlay rather than. The leader beast hunter would raise an eyebrow, sort of shocked at this proposal, look back to his fellow beast hunters and say, all right, man to man here. We could possibly have this so-called parlay of yours. Looking at your pendant, I do see you are a hunter of sorts as well. So if it were to be 1-to-1, it would be you and me. But we must have the stakes here for winner and loser. If we were to win, what do you propose?
A parlay is just like an agreement, like a
Oh, I was under the assumption that a parlay was, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought parlay was like a sort of like a professional what's the word?
Dueling can be a parlay, though. Like, it
unhostile,
is an
like
agreement,
dueling.
so...
Yeah, basically, it's just like
Dueling is a form of parlay.
Basically,
so,
parlay is just like I talk to their captain, and then we come to an agreement of how to decide this,
yeah.
which can be
Okay.
For
dueling.
all purposes, he could have taken it
in
that
that
way.
he would bring up, well, if we are to do this, then we are to duel hunter to hunter. Now, if we are to let you past our territory in this forest, what is it that you will provide us so that we may want to participate in this duel? Unless, I mean, it could just be like, hey, if we win, we win, you win, you win. Like that could be it. So I guess he would just say, well, all right. If I win this duel, you will turn around the other way, never to return into Beast Hunter territory. But if you win, me and my folk, me and my group of hunters will never bother you again.
Well, we are here on a quest. A person went missing in these woods to the beasts, and we wish to recover them.
To the beast, you say? Ah. Well, if we were to let you pass, then we would expect some of the treasure, if you were to uncover some from wherever you found, back to us in return.
How about...
If when you...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
On. Okay.
No, I'm
how
fine.
about-
Go for it.
Strangely polite.
Well, here, how about this? We will return to you anything found on your lands, and we will never return. We're here just to find a person. I have no intent to ever return to these lands. This is your territory for all purposes.
We will have to leave town again, like at some point in the future. Like if we're not going, Alice is like speaking up from the forest, like we're not just going to stay in Crochet for the rest of our lives, but we'll avoid going on your territory and instead stay on the roads if that is a better solution.
Exactly. We have no intent to encroach on your territory. We're only looking for a missing person. Anything we find in here is for all purposes yours, for it was on your territory. We will return it to you on our way back. This is not an act of war. I'm asking for your permission to go through your borders.
He lets out a heavy sigh and sort of, cranes his head to one angle, sort of curious and perplexed by you. As the rest of the beast hunters just sort of look around confused, like, are we making a deal with these people? And the lead beast hunter brings out his gloved hand caked in dirt and blood from the fox that he killed. And he said, with an agreement, a handshake is needed between both parties.
Undoubtedly so, and I'll offer my hand.
All right, he grips it fairly tight, and while he's gripping it, says, we'll be here the rest of the night. By the end of the day, be sure to bring us whatever treasure you uncover while on our land. If you do...
What is your name, so that I may find you if I need to?
All right. I, as the leader of this group of hunters coming from the border of Ectuel and Skevia. Lita Umfrey.
How do you spell that?
There we go.
Yes,
Oh, he knows that she's out there.
I intend to uphold my part of the deal, no worries. I am a man of honor. I always uphold my word. You have nothing to worry about.
If it weren't for your pendant that said so, this might be a bit more of a stretch for us to agree upon this. And he looks to all of you and says, "It is lucky of you to have such a hunter as this with you. If it weren't for him, this deal might not have been made. But you may return to me by the end of the night and my folk with your treasure. And if you do not, well, we might be having spider folk for dinner in the near future."
That won't be necessary.
With all due respect, sir, I believe that is, we're all a bit lucky that this occurred, I'll say. And she'll start to move away from the two hunters, regardless of whether or not they're still long sorted up.
Yeah, they lower their weapons. Says, "Fine. Be off for now. For now you have gained a right of passage through our territory, but we will be waiting for you. Tell that to your spider friend wherever she may be hiding in the darkness like a beast." And they return back to their bonfire, sort of cackling at what their leader had said, with his final insult.
Pierce turns around and begins waving in the direction of Yunin and kind of motioning for her to come.
Great. She's gonna walk forward, across the bridge, and not make eye contact, because if she did, then God. Okay. Yeah, she's gonna look at she's just gonna keep walking.
Mr. Yeah?
Hmm?
Oh, I thought you said he was going to look at the, and you forgot his name, so I said Mr. Jester, but go ahead.
Oh yeah. So I was gonna look at Jester and just come on, and we're gonna go past.
All right, so they all grin at you as you pass, and the beast hunter sitting down, chewing on the raw neck of a dead fox, gives you a slow nod as blood drips from his chin.
Ugh, disgusting.
Begins cackling.
Well, let's get out of here. Yeah.
Yes, we have a boy to find.
Aye.
All right.
What if we don't find any treasure?
Oh well.
Well, I suppose, are you saying this after we kind of leave the area?
Yeah. I guess I'm.
My idea was, in that scenario, we go out of our way to find treasure to please them.
Well, to be honest, the whole conversation left a bad taste in my mouth. These people will capture. I mean, you talked them out of it, and I'm not sure what connections you have with hunters, but you talked them out of it. But these people will hurt again. For now, we have to save a young boy, or even an older boy, but mid-20s. But I had no wish to put his life in jeopardy to settle a grudge against these men, but they will harm again, and I don't know how I feel about leaving them like this. I'm going to keep an eye out to see if they're maybe following us.
Sure. Yeah, so as we go down the trail and we make our way out for a couple minutes, trudging through the deep mud, you can go ahead and roll perception, see if anyone's tagging along, following you.
Shoot, I keep accidentally clicking one of my mouse buttons, which is backspace. Just a moment, I have to load back into the game.
Okay.
As we're kind of walking, Pierce is just kind of looking mostly at Larian.
Not a clue.
And he's also kind of eyeing up his medallion or his amulet that he wears.
That's 2 in a row.
That is 2 in a row.
Are you trying
Aren't
to
you happy
be,
that we don't do curse fumbles anymore?
Are you trying to be stealthy about looking at his amulet, or
No, God no. Jess doesn't really do anything stealthily.
Clarion would like just wave it off. I'm a hunter of artifacts, not of beasts.
You're entitled to hunt what you want. I just curious is all.
All hunters
But,
where I'm from wear these.
I'm happy to hear that. Beast or hunter quarry.
Neither are men. That's why I didn't want to kill them.
Okay.
So, how's Union doing in all this? There's definitely a lot of calling you out from these beast hunters. You know, would Union sort of have any reaction to any of this, or are we just sort of silently walking with everyone?
Yunyuan stays quiet. She understands, like, some people are unreasonable and how humans or two-petaled folk would see her, especially with like the rising tides of Ghoulstorm, but she's shaking a bit, looking down on the ground, just staying quiet. She looks at the furried companion to try and calm herself, but she's fairly upset.
Yeah, he definitely feels what you're feeling, and he whimpers and sort of snuggles up against you, trying to comfort you as you both walk forward.
Miss Union, are you all right? I know that I have no love for these hunters, but they seemed very specifically after you for some reason. Can I like tell that she's been quiet and stuff, or is she like trying to hide that she's upset?
Yeah, I mean, it's totally up to Union. What do you think they would? Would you hide that, or would you?
Yeah, I'm asking her.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, it's fine. I just wanted. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, she would probably be hiding the fact that she's upset, but it's still kind of noticeable. She's hiding the fact that she's upset, but it's like she's doing a bad job of it because she's just that upset,
Sure,
you know?
Sure.
Yeah, so she'd look up and gives like a really pained smile and just so, oh, I'm just happy we were able to find a peaceful resolution. She's having difficulty trying to mostly convincing herself that what happened was the best outcome for everyone involved, but she's just kind of conflicted, seeing as she's like a paladin and she took this oath to protect the people, but if there are people like that, then
Yeah.
Listen, well, we're going to be encountering them again on the way back. And
yeah,
I don't know how they'll react the second time.
it's if anything happens, then if they try and tempt or try and go past the deal that was made, then that's on them. But as long as we were able to go past and look for the missing boy, then I'm fine with it.
Okay. Well,
I also just nod solemnly.
So, as we head forward, talking about sort of the events that just transpired, we continue walking and walking for what seems like another hour of just following Jester as he sort of zigzags back and forth, trying to uncover the scent of his master. Every once in a while, we've got to sort of reintroduce the scent of the cloth to him, and he'll spark back up and gallop forward. When eventually he stops at another clearing and he's almost standing up on both legs now, just barking endlessly barking, and off in the corner we can see the small flickering of a torchlight that is nearly dying, and about to go out just a couple feet in front of him, and he's like snarling at this point. We do see that in this clearing is the dark shadow of I wouldn't say a mountain, but it is definitely a rocky structure that is sort of peeking out over the twisted tree lines. And let me go ahead and put some stuff in the GM layer that we do not see yet.
Just as
ahead.
we're walking, Pierce would have his light cantrip casted onto his shield, just to kind of provide the party some vision.
Sure, my owl is still up, so I'm going to be using that to see for a little while.
Yeah, that could honestly scout for us pretty well.
Yeah. So at this point, we are at a clearing, and we do see, as I said, a rocky structure jutting out above the tree line, and we see the glowing of a discarded torch that is going out from the rainwater, and Jester is barking madly at the sight of this.
Oh yeah, touch it, girl.
This must be where that boy was.
I'll go ahead and start to send the owl ahead,
Okay.
flying over the ridge and just kind of looking around through its eyes.
Okay. So as you fly over the ridge and sort of look down, you see something that is very interesting indeed. At the mouth of this cave, we can see a bloodied satchel next to the torch, as well as hardly visible but large footprints of some creature left in the mud being tracked deeper into this cave. And Jester runs over to this pack, and he sort of circles around and curls up next to it and begins whimpering.
Could I have Yunyun go up to the tracks and like see if she would know like what type of animal it was?
Yeah, you can roll nature for that.
Okay.
How big are these tracks also? Are these like a large creature?
You can tell that they're the tracks of a large creature.
Ooh,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, that's a 13.
Okay. 13. So with a 13, you could tell that this is a type of beast. And they look to be bear tracks.
Ooh.
Can I roll survival just to confirm that they are heading directly into that cave?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. They are heading deep.
Yeah, it looked pretty obvious.
You figured it out. You figured it out.
Bro, open up your Blue's Clues notebook and put down.
Just wanted to make sure Pierce would realize.
So
I'm a character.
I know I'm a hunter, but not this type of hunter. So can you guys tell me what you've gathered from the tracks?
They go into that cave.
Oh, this is right
You
up
don't say.
Yunyun's alley.
Pierce is very confident that they go into this cave.
Well, I think we got to investigate, right? We don't want this boy to be hurt.
What? Forest giant, what do you know about the animal that could have made this? Certainly, your people should have a good inclination. I mean,
Sure, what I know.
Let's see. Do you get bonuses to anything like nature, survival?
I mean, I have proficiency in nature. and animal handling,
Okay.
not survival. Only get 4 proficiencies as
Okay.
a druid.
So since we can see that it's large, and since we were told that they are, what looks like the tracks of a bear, I would give you advantage, sort of rolling nature, see if you can discern what exactly kind of creature this is.
Sure. That was 1. Oops. Well, this,
Oh wow!
Oh my god.
It wasn't a 7.
it wasn't a 7.
You
You're
keep
right.
getting
I
snake
figure, I
eyes.
figure Hal kind of already knew, so I was just
Okay.
seeing if you wanted to speak up in character.
Yeah, we're definitely not having a Geralt of Riveria come down and realizing this is a griffin who just laid eggs.
It's my god. It's a bear.
My theory is that it's an owl bear because you suddenly had an owl bear token right when I summoned an owl. But we'll see.
Did I?
Metagame.
That's other character stuff. When I first summoned my owl,
wait.
you said I searched. You said this is an owl, and then you put down an owl bear.
I
Oh
remember. Yeah.
no, that wasn't a token that was ready. That was me searching for
Oh,
owl.
you're just quick with it. All right.
I'm very quick with it. Yes.
I was like, well, I figure that Union's right. Some sort of bear. I can't tell just by looking at them. There's plenty of creatures that make tracks that look like bears, but it's hard to discern them.
Yeah, I would never use that token. That token was disgusting. Yeah.
But
Oh, here's another gross owlbear token, by the way.
Ew, what is that? It's so
It looks like it was dipped in like barbecue sauce.
It looks like a what's it called?
that's what they were serving
It's
at
like a
that
What's
plushie,
the
a
dead
really
one?
fucking
Like-
ugly plushie.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty gross. But it's definitely not as
Like a
gross
stuffed
as
owl
classic
bear.
boy.
Yeah. What? That looks like a toad.
That was the first one that I found.
God. Okay. Could Union look in the pack of the fallen pack to see if there's like anything of importance in there?
Yeah.
Larry's
So
gonna
what I
keep
do
watch.
is roll. Investigation,
Okay.
and for each. Well, I won't tell you the I won't draw
Oh,
the
God.
curtain, but you roll investigation, and I decide.
Oh,
what you
hell
find.
yeah! I got a 16.
Damn.
Okay. So let's see. You were able to find 3 gold coins within there, bloodied gold coins. That is one of 3 things that you found. So let's see what the other 2 items that you found were. Okay.
As
You're
Pierce,
able.
I was gonna say, as Pierce sees her looking through this bag, he looks over and he's just like, "Excellent idea, securing some treasure for those men back there."
Oh my god.
Well, the thing is, if this is the boy's pack and he's alive,
I'm
you know,
planning on giving
Can't
it
take
back
his stuff.
to the boy. Not to the charming beast hunters we met clearing back there.
Well, with the blood on the coins and the coins still being in the bag, we can confirm at least that this was not somebody sort of robbing him, or they would have taken the coins.
and with the beast tracks next to it in the cave, I figure we should probably head in there once you're done looking through this pack. Yeah.
So the other 2 items you were able to find was a common potion of healing, as well as a potion of climbing.
Okay, that's good. I'm just gonna give it to the boy. Let me add that to my inventory really
Oh yeah,
quickly.
because Union needs the potion of climbing.
Right. Well, whoever this person is with this pack, you can assume that they probably weren't a
Push.
spider folk of any
Okay.
kind.
Such
3
a bad
gold
climber
coins.
the spider person is.
Potion,
Yeah,
healing,
we're just really bad ones.
and climbing. Okay,
Okay, and that's what you find in the pack.
lovely.
Besides blood.
All right, so are we like drawing sticks for who has to go in first with the bear, or?
I'd request that unless I don't know who else has dark vision in the party.
My owl.
Okay,
I do.
well we could have the
I
owl go
have my
first.
shield.
Oh god,
Nice.
true.
He's glowing.
Wow, glowing shield.
Right, for real? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, why did I forget about that? Of course. Makes sense.
Okay, well,
Well, obviously, Jester has keen hearing and smell, but he definitely does not have dark vision.
Well, we can send the owl in first. I let you know how it looks, and then we can decide if we all charge in and fight this bear, or if I can try and calm it down, or what.
Or if the boy is dead, why even head in?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
As well.
It wouldn't be a bad
You
idea
just
to
turn
bring back
around.
something for the mother.
That's true. Well, I suppose I'll send the Baron and we can look first.
Send Baron.
Send the bear.
The owl.
Send the bear.
I just turned into a bear and walk in.
Suddenly, like the world alters, and we have a bear, and we're hunting an owl.
See, my brain was
There are
thinking
giant
owl bear, so I just took one
That's
half
funny.
of the word.
Brandon, you might as well put an owl bear in there.
I don't know. I
Alright.
wouldn't send that owl in. If
Go
it
ahead.
collides with the bear, it might make an owl bear.
Jesus. Polymerization.
Pierce looks over at Larry and he's just like, well, while I do believe it would be nice to bring something back to the mother, do two things really have to die today if the boy is already dead?
Well, there's no need to kill the bear. Well, depending on how powerful my magic is.
Depending on how much of an asshole a bear is.
I mean, I can talk to it, and if that
Yeah,
fails,
exactly.
I can charm it with magic, and if that fails,
We run.
we run.
Yes, I've read in many books that running away from a bear is the best way to handle most of the situation
I
bears.
climb up a tree.
Thanks, Robin. But so what was the what were you guys planning on? You said you were gonna have your owl friend go in and survey the area first, then.
Yeah, I figure I'd rather the owl get attacked than any of us.
Okay, so I'll leave a little bit of a cliffhanger so that we can go on a 15-minute.
Thank God I can go to the bathroom. It's bad.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys
So,
can-
oh wait a second. We're not. Oh yeah. You can go to the bathroom. Yeah, go for it.
no,
but I didn't want to
I
sort of.
wanted to hear the epic clanger.
Let's hear it.
Okay, all right. So as your owl friend, glides into this cold cavern, we do see that you do see that it is more than just a small dwelling place for a bear. This is a rocky cavern with roots growing into the earth. There are glowing spores that light up. The corners and the shadows of this cavern that winds around. We can see what looks like a cramped corridor that this owl has passed, big enough for a large creature to squeeze through, which leads into a chamber where a single healthy tree can be seen twisting and bending against the cave ceiling 25 feet above the root-covered dirt and pebbles. And we're also able to see a murky pool of water and the cavern sort of twisting into two different dark corners.